Hello guys and welcome to Links. Today I'm gonna install the I'm gonna add new users. I'm gonna set the host name and install the Xorg and the KDE for the Arch Linux. And I'm sorry, it's been a while. I've been busy with my school and stuff. So let's begin. And now I'm starting the Arch installation. And let's go. So start, and since I've already since I'm using it in a virtual machine, the it has the i.io file preloaded into it, hence that shows me the boot screen, not the grub. If you're gonna directly install it in your system, you won't get this one, so it's okay. Moving on, boot into existing OS, and here appears the grub Arch Linux, and it's going pretty smooth up till now. Yeah, just ignore those messages. Okay, Arch will be logging. We have at a login screen, login with root and the password, and yeah, we are at root. So now let's check if the network is working. So ping www.google.com, and let's see. Whoa, is it working? Is it? No. Is it working? Come on. Nope, it's not working. Nope. So in order to establish the network connections, you need to first determine the available networking interfaces, which can be done using IP link, and it will display all the devices available. You need to use DHCP-CD. So here I'm going to use ENP0S3, which is the device Ethernet card. You might use it might be different in your case. So for this one, to enable it, DHCP-CD ENP0S3, which is it should work perfectly. So it's more or less like a initializing or something like that. I'm not sure about it, and it works. So let's test it again. Ping Google, and yeah, it works. It pretty much works, and yeah. So now let's set the host name, which I should have done it previously. So it can be done using nanos. Sorry about SU. Since I'm root, there's no reason to go for SU. So nano to set the host name, it is present in the host name file. So nano /etc/ host name, and this one. So it's just type the name which you want. So I'm gonna set it as links, and for saving it, Y and again enter. So nothing else. And now that I've done with setting the host name, I have to add a new user, because I don't think it's advised to log in as root every time, because it can compromise the security of a system. So you can add user using user add mg initial group. Initial group is usually users, USERS. G additional group is wheel, which I've done previously, and login shell is bash, and the location of it will be in /bin/bash, and the desired username. The desired username. Okay, links, you can't use caps. So now that we have created a user, we need to add them into the sudoers file, so that you can run some of the operations as sudo blah blah blah. Sorry, you need to set the password before that. You need to set the password. So password followed by username. So type the password and again retype it, and now let's add the sudo. Let's add the user into the sudo file. So nano/etc/sudoers. So in here you need to uncomment the wheel group and add the username here in username in user privilege specification. So uncomment the wheel, just pound, remove the pound, and in under user privilege specification you need to add linx of or linx space all is equal to open and close brackets all space all, which pretty much does it, and save the file, which is important. And let's check if it's working. So exit, and exit doesn't work, log out and log in as the username, so which is like in my case it's linx, and it will prompt you for the password. Enter the password and enter. So login works, and let's check if sudo works for whether to verify whether the user is in sudoers file, and yeah, it pretty much works. So now let's again log out and log in as root and install the other required okay, again let's log out and log in as root and install the other required applications, such as in this video I'm gonna install gnome-terminal, which is important, and Xorg as well as KDE. So for gnome-terminal, pacman space -s gnome space terminal. So this should take a while depending upon the network speed. So and it's about 60 MB, and yeah, so let's install it, and you might get some of the errors due to package missing. I mean, like if the server does not contain the package, it might get some message, so it's not a problem, it's not a seriously big deal. Okay, so and it's installing. It's almost done. Let's wait. Yeah. Next, we need to install the Xorg display server. It is quite popular and it's lightweight actually. So yeah, Xorg can be installed using sudo, not sudo, pacman -space -s xorg -server, and go for the second option, xf86 input lib input. So enter and enter, or whatever it is, and it shouldn't take a while. And after installing the Xorg, you need to install the graphics driver appropriately. In my case, I use NVIDIA, so I have to choose it accordingly and install. So in order to determine the graphics driver type of the graphics I am using, LSPCI can be used, which So since I'm using a VirtualBox here, so it has a inbuilt virtual graphics. So but in my system, in my so in my PC I have a NVIDIA, which so the same thing can be obtained, the same command can be typed into system terminal, and you can you'll show it'll show the graphics card which is present in my system. So lspci sudo lspci, that thing, and space gf -e vge 3d, so the password for mine. And so it's an Intel GeForce 840M, sorry, NVIDIA GeForce 840M, sorry about that. It's a laptop. I'm doing it on my laptop actually. So now that we are done with Xorg, next we have to go ahead with installing KDE. But I have to tell you that beforehand, while I was making this video, many of the KDE packages were broken, and I got a lot of errors. I don't know why. So Plasma can be installed. So it's pacman space -s Plasma. So we'll get it's around 400 MB or something. I'm not sure about it. It's about 400 MB. Yeah, sorry, 278 MB. Sorry about it. So the installation will take a while, and let it install. And if you get some error 404 not found, don't panic. Just leave it. Let it install. So here it looks like all the packages have been downloaded. So after installing the Plasma, you need to you can either install a LightDM, which is a display manager, or you can use a inbuilt SSDM, which is present in which comes along with Plasma. So, but I prefer LightDM. But let's just migrate into graphical user interface and then like personalize it better. So right now I'm gonna stick with configuring SSDM. So in order to configure SSDM, you need to enable it, so it can be done using systemctl. First I need to check the status, which is like no use. I mean like systemctl. Status, you have to enable it before checking the status. So enable SDDM. So system control enable SDDM. SDDM dot service. And now that it has created a link, let's check the status. Systemctl status sddm.service. It's inactive, but we can reboot it, or you can just type systemctl start space sddm.service. So I'm going to reboot it. So this pretty much concludes the video. In the upcoming sessions, we will be looking at installing other applications such as LibreOffice or RStudio. Python is already installed by default. So that's it. Have a great day, folks.